In 1934, Hans Selye, a Hungarian-Canadian endocrinologist, was searching for a new hormone. As he conducted his biochemical experimentation with laboratory rats by injecting them with the extracts of various organs, the results are all the same. The rats developed symptoms like enlargement of the adrenal cortex, atrophy of the thymus, and gastric ulcers. He then knew that he failed in discovering a new hormone. But there are two options. First is to give up on his research, and second is to explore some ways of studying his data. And he, of course, chose the second option. He then remembered the first theory he formulated at the age of 19 when he was in medical school, that no matter what illness the patients have, they all share things in common. They all looked sick, which, he realized, is no different from the symptoms of the failed rat experimentation. And that led to the discovery of what we now call stress. He devoted his whole life studying and analyzing the noxious agent, which he first calls it. Hans Selye published around 33 books and about 1,600 scientific articles about stress. He said that stress is the total response of the mind and body to stressors that in the long term will lead to illness like heart disease, kidney disease, and cancer, just to name a few, and then to a stage of exhaustion and death. It is an ingrained part of our daily existence that stress is bad for you and makes you vulnerable to illnesses. And it is common knowledge that illness can kill you, right? Thanks to the father of stress research, he doesn't focus on treating specific illnesses by treating various symptoms, but rather find what causes it in the first place. Now the question is, how we become stressed. What are the stressors? Or maybe it's better to say, what are your stressors? Because stressors vary from person to person. Humans have unique ways of perceiving the world, understanding things and experiences in life. Maybe driving in traffic is a stressor for you, but for some it's their alone time, and perhaps their time to listen to some audiobooks. Maybe a misplaced thing makes you stressed, but someone will just find it calmly. We are often not aware of our own stressors, and being aware of those can help you cope with it more efficiently. Stressors like our job, relationship conflict, illness, and loss are the major sources of stress and affect almost all of us. There's also traffic, fighting, finances, mistakes, misunderstandings, and so on. Some stressors, perhaps, are made by the modern world, like the expectations built by society that we need to be attractive and physically fit. We need to be financially successful in materialistic terms, socially successful, the pressure to please others, and to achieve something. In other words, we need to be that person, or else we are losers. It creates a lot of pressure for us. Those are all external influences, but there's also internal influence that stressed us out. It's your thoughts. Constant worrying wreaks havoc on your health. Maybe worrying too much of what you have done in the past or worrying about the future. It can also be by thinking too much about what others will think of us if X, Y, and Z. It creates anxiety and uncertainty. But stress can be good for you. It prepares you for dangerous situations because it activates your fight or flight response. It also helps you in accomplishing your task or deadline of work and motivates you to reach your goals. Stress can be advantageous for survival and meeting daily challenges. However, too much of it experienced day in and day out is detrimental and starts to affect our physical and mental health. But does it actually kill us? The answer is yes and no. Yes, indirectly, if you can't cope with the daily life stressors and it really continues to affect you for the long term for a day-to-day life. And no, if you have the ability to cope with the stress and make it your friend. I know, you know, that stress is always there. It is part of human life. You can't change it, but you can change how you view it. As Hans Selye puts it, adopting the right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. Sensitive people greatly affected by stress make themselves susceptible to illness. But having mental toughness brings you coping skills to any stress and adversity. The one thing I think that can help you build mental toughness is the philosophy of Stoicism, and I made a video on that. To be fair, we can't exclude the mental benefits of regular exercise and a good diet. And also, breathe. Deep belly breathing. Because when you are under stress, the hypothalamus in your brain sends a signal to your adrenal glands to release the hormones cortisol and adrenaline. The release of this hormone quickens your heart rate, spikes your blood pressure, and causes you to breathe faster and shallow, making you feel tense and uneasy. And lastly, you have to put in your mind that your actions directly affect the outcomes in your life. As Selye said, it's not stress that kills us, it is our reaction to it. As I said earlier, stress is a part of life. It's always there no matter what. You can't escape it. But you can control your emotions consciously. Try it.